All right, well, good morning and welcome to the Master-class. This is the process of creation. I find that I have to really push myself and always take myself out of the comfort zone in anything that I do. The minute I feel comfortable, I veer every single time. The minute I say, you know what, I've got that $200 million blockbuster thing down. Excellent. Okay, now let's shoot an action picture with a still camera. You know, it's like changing things up and challenging yourself to think out of the box and in different ways. So today, I really want you to move out of that comfort zone and really go the distance on every setup. We start with a wide master, which will be our day set. And then we move to a medium shot of Bud and a medium shot of the president. Every time we move to a different shot, you can do whatever you would like. You do not have to light it like the master. You're not trying to match that because this is your own creative input, and we're not here to light what the first DP did, and then you have to be matching that. You can do whatever you would like. You can change the whole color. You can make it do whatever you want to do. Know that we're changing these things up. Okay, then we spin over into a full night mode on the set and do mediums of the advisor and the president. All this is free flowing. I'm hoping that, we're going to go through the dialogue again and the script, but I really want you to feel what the emotion and where the scene should take you. Do we need to move? Is that what the scene is telling you? You got to listen to the dialogue and listen to the script and take the things that we talked about yesterday, which is camera emotion. What is that? What do we feel like when we were looking at Crazy Beautiful? And I said, okay, to make the movie feel smooth, we followed Carlos into the scene. Was that the right camera motion for the scene? No. We wanted to stay back and then slowly get into that scene. We want to take Swing Vote and then Crazy Beautiful again. We're going to do those things today, and I want you guys to think through that process. The afternoon is a lot of different lighting styles. You're taking late afternoon light, which is a very fragile light. It's one of my favorite lights to create, and I think a lot of people don't do it well. When we go to that scene, I'm going to be kind of assisting you in creating that fragility, because that's where that's the power, is that light that's just barely there, that growing up on a farm, sitting on a tractor and watching dawn go into sunrise and dusk go into twilight, go into night is something that I've had in my Instagram, mind shots since I was a small child. So recreating that type of light is something that I really love doing, and I'd like to be able to help you with that process. Okay. So we've divided up into groups. The job classifications are over there, as well as who's the operator in the first AC. So let's just go over what tools you have today, just to remind you. So when you're deciding what units you want to use, that you're completely comfortable with what you have. So you have the Arri 1K Fresnel, and you have your 750 open face that can clamp onto a Chimera if you'd like. You have a dado light kit, okay? We have one kit with 3 heads, and they all dim. We have 2-foot and 4-foot Kino flows. You have your 800-watt Joker and your Arri M8. You have your Kino flows like we had yesterday, the 200 and the 400 Celeb. You have your Arri Lowcaster, as well as the Arri LC7. You have the whole assortment of Felix lights, the Q500, the P360, and the P180. And you have your Roscoe light pad. We don't have the light panel. That didn't come in. So we got Roscoe light pad, and we have the little blenders. You have a pancake as well as small and medium bank tungsten with all the honeycombs. You have your assortment of cameras. There's our Black Magic. We have our assortment of lenses, so we have a 14 all the way up to a 135, as well as the zooms. Now, I really want to convince all of you to shoot with primes today, because I think zooms tend to be make lazy filmmakers. So I want to start on primes, and then if for some reason we can't get that prime, and you want a 21 mil and we don't have it, then we can put the zoom up and put it on a 21. But we're only going to be rolling the zooms in the like prime lens, focal lengths. You got a full assortment of Tiffin NDs as well as diffusion. Your recorders, the Ninja Blade and the Samurai Blade. Your whole Red Rock Ultra Pro, Black Ultra Pro. Your remote follow focus. Your Anton Bowers. And you can move the camera with a Movi M10 if you want to, or we have the Fisher Dolly. So you have your 3-foot cine slider if we're doing DSLRs, or the Matthews 3-foot slider. And obviously we got our medical supply wheelchair if you want to use that baby. We're working off the Flanders CM250s today. One will be in normal mode. The other one will be in false color, so you can really start to see exposures. Teradek Bolt will be sending it to all the screens, and we'll be using these types of light meters, and I'm really accustomed to loving this new Light Master because it fits in my leather pouch. No. Yeah, the Lightmaster Pro, the L478DR. And then we have our Spider Checker data color system. Okay, I am going to show you the trailer for Swing Vote so you can kind of get the mood and the tone of the film and kind of set up what the director discussions were with me, okay? So we sat down and we shot list this movie for about 4 weeks. We all went to this Dupar's restaurant in Studio City and sat there and ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner almost every day for 4 weeks. And the cutting style we kind of came up with was like Shaun of the Dead. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. It's absolutely brilliant, okay? It's cause and effect. And that type of editing was perfect for Swing Vote because Bud would do one thing, and then the president and the challenger would react. Bud would do another thing, and then the president and the challenger would react. It was cause and effect. It was awesome. This is Texaco, New Mexico. He wanted Bud to be kind of a working class Joe that really didn't have much of an IQ. He's really never kind of challenged himself through his whole life. He has an incredible 12-year-old daughter that basically takes care of him, and it's the best thing that he's ever done is creating that child. The coverage wanted to be fairly simple. He wanted the Texaco, New Mexico to feel like it was baked in with the sun. He wanted it to feel hot, a lot of overexposure, a lot of yellowing in the tones, so it had a kind of a baked-in warm kind of feel overall, and all the exteriors as well as the interiors having this heat, like there's always this hot, light outside, and that's infusing the interiors of whatever we're dealing with. The script he wrote along with his friend, so it was a wonderful satire of what could happen with our electoral system. So let me roll the trailer, and then we'll go from there.
What kind of kid would rather sit in a crummy classroom than be out here?
What kind of father goes fishing when he should be looking for a new job?
Fine.
Fine. And don't forget today.
What's today?
Election day, dummy.
Well, I'm not even registered.
I registered for you in the mail.
Well, that's great. I could get jury duty now.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mr. Johnson,
Your vote didn't count.
you're entitled to recast your ballot in a timely manner.
How about if I just whisper it to you then? Right here, we get it over with right now, and you can listen to it. Those men last night?
Let's not tell anybody about that.
Got it.
A single irregular ballot is holding up a final decision for the American presidency.
So many.
One American citizen will effectively choose the next president of the United States.
This is OJ big. Bigger.
All we have to do is win over one American mind.
I want to know what he reads, what television shows he watches.
Welcome to the party, bud.
People really like you, bud. I feel like you're one of them.
I don't really feel comfortable with this.
Oh, great. He's got the Secret Service running fly patterns.
What's he gonna do next? Invite the cabinet over for a kegger?
I read about you in the paper. They said you'd do anything to win, even if it meant selling your mother's soul.
If you met my mother, you'd understand.
You should read all this mail you've been getting. People are writing to you for help.
I can't help these people.
You can speak for them.
You used to stand for something. Both of you.
What are we about?
Winning. Because if we don't win, you can't do what you set out to do. This is a moment that the whole world will remember forever.
I know exactly what you mean, Andy.
Do you?
Maybe not.
The only question now is, who are you going to vote for?
Remind me again who's running.
All right. So now I'm going to take you through the script read-through, which we're going to, David has prepared a little video that I've embedded in here so you can hear the actors actually do it from the film, okay? So you're thinking about, you got the scripts last night, you've heard kind of the read-through, we're looking at what the emotion is on this scene and how we should cover it. Here we go.
You a football fan, bud?
Well, I'm an American, aren't I? I played a little in high school.
Did you know? What position?
I was a quarterback.
I always thought football was a strategic game. A lot like diplomacy. You got your offense, your defense. The president is like your quarterback, and the American voters, well, they're like the coach.
Never thought of it that way.
Now, the coach's job is to make sure that the right man has the football at the critical time.
I know exactly what you mean, Andy.
Do you?
Maybe not.
Bring in the football, please. Bud? You want to hold the football?
There's football in there?
That case holds the launch codes to America's nuclear arsenal. That's what this election's all about.
What do you mean, launch codes? Like missiles and shit?
But I want you to pretend that America is a team and you're the coach.
Okay.
Now, let's say it's the fourth quarter. We've got possession, but we're down by 5. North Korea has us pinned on our own 15-yard line with 1 second on the doomsday clock. What are you going to do? That's right. You go long. And the only thing standing between victory and nuclear winter is a successful Hail Mary. 1 play. Who are you going to give the ball to, Bud? Do you pin your hopes on some liberal second-string quarterback from Vermont who hasn't had 5 minutes in the big show? Of course you don't. You do the smart thing. The only thing. You go with your strongest arm, your proven man, the man who's carried you through the season, who's never let you down.
Yes, sir.
But America's counting on you.
Yes, sir. I'm not gonna let them down. But here, wouldn't want to drop the old football, you know, and blow up France or something.
You couldn't. I mean, there's a whole bunch of secret codes and these special little keys. It's a whole song and dance. Here's to you.
Okay. All right, so here's our execution, and here is your motivation. This is Air Force One, which is on the tarmac in Texaco, New Mexico. Kind of see the tones of what the sun is. This plane was actually a 747 by Kalitta Air, which they ship horses, pigs, and cows. So it said Kalitta Air on the side of it, and you walked in it, and there was kind of pig and horse manure in there, along with a lot of D-rings to snatch them down. And that became our plane. We had 24 hours with it, and I think it cost us $125,000. But, visual effects came in and painted it from a visual standpoint, all the colors and everything. I think they did an amazing job. Okay, there you have it. So now let's go on to, we're going to select our first DP to do our master shot. We're going to give you an hour and a half to set up the master. Okay, so once we have our DP selected and your different teams, I'll kind of guide you, but it's kind of in the same vein of what we were listening to and what I taught yesterday is the first thing we're doing is we're setting the camera. We're dealing with color temperature. We're making sure it's the right lens. We're setting where if you want a dolly, what our 1 and 2 are, and then you're going to go in there and start lighting. We have our president behind the desk, and we have Bud in this chair. So if he wants a 40, then we'll put the 15.5 to 47, and then set it at a 40. Okay? So about the zooms, when you're using the zoom, putting it at a 40 is never a 40. So you always back it out to like a 37, which is what will actually be a true 40, because the zoom actually never gets as wide as a true 40 millimeter prime. So no, it's good. We'll just put that on, but be around a 37, instead of a 40 for your for your lens. Yeah, because that will resemble a 40 millimeter prime. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a lens up. Let's set it at a 37 mil, which will be like a 40. Excellent. So let's start to get this in position where Justin wants it. You want to look at the scenario as this. You saw like that shot. It was like high noon, right? But you don't have to go with that. You're in an interior, right? So when we were in Dallas, the director of photography was kind of fighting with his gaffer because he's like, no, I just wanted all soft light because there would be no sun getting into the cabin. Well, is that the best look for the scene? Probably not, right? You want to bring that sun in. You want to continue to get what the director's vision was, baking, hot sun, all these kind of inspiration that he's telling me and how he wants the movie to feel. So we shot it at high noon because that's what that scene should feel like. But in the interior, you can, like in the Rat Pack and in anything, you can skew reality a little bit. You don't have to always match it. Yeah, why don't we set the lens, Justin? Let's set the lens. Let's set the where you think it's looking. If you want all these practicals, all those kind of things start to play into effect here. Let's back all this off a little bit. Oh, God. There we go. There you go. lock. There you go. Keep on going. Yeah, there you go. All the way. Keep on going. Like that. There you go. Let's move those monitors some more. Pull those monitors back, guys. What you want to worry about is what you're trying to convey with this angle and this shot. Now, just let me have a tape measure, okay? Who's got a tape measure? Okay, here we go. So, we've never been in this plane before. You have never seen the president's office. All the way to the wall. Okay. This is the width of Air Force One. Okay? Right here, 25 feet. So be thinking in your mind, okay, if you want a wide shot, you don't want to be outside of the room because it's going to feel like you're not inside the plane. Right? So you don't want to ever, when you're doing sets like this, you have the set so you can move your camera anywhere, but you always want to be thinking that you have to stay inside the parameters of the physical device and the physical element, which is an airplane, which is a 747, and it's only 25 feet wide. So if you come back to get a wider shot on a longer focal length, then you're going to be outside the plane. So with this, you have to maybe go with a little wider lens and push in so you can see the whole room, or however you want to do it. But I'm just setting out little ideas in your head to be thinking about when you're doing this. What is he saying? What is he doing in this scene? He's corralling Bud, right? He's bringing Bud in and trying to kind of use scare tactics to motivate him to re-elect him as president. So how would that feel? Would our camera be moving all around? Would it be locked off? You know, this is the emotion that you want to start thinking in your mind. What are we doing here, and what is the president doing? So the corralling effect is kind of what that emotion is being delivered with his dialogue, and Bud's just confused, and so the president's kind of really trying to set him straight. Okay. Right, but remember, you might see the track in the bottom of your frame possibly, and whatever you're going to do move-wise, you're definitely going to want to, before we move this, set your number 1 and number 2, because you're going to be laying track and everything if you're going to do the move. Yeah, so he's going to stand up, and we also have the Marine coming in with the football. So we have to leave. He can come in whatever direction you want him to come in. So, this is, let's say this is some more of the plane here. It goes further that way as well, but you gotta remember that we have to see that happen, because there's a beat there where Bud is, saying, well, there's a football in there, that whole moment. So we have to make sure that our master will accommodate this entrance of the football. Okay? Okay, how are we doing on turning some lights on back there?
Waiting for instructions.
Waiting for instructions, okay.
I want this angle from...
Probably like a 19 or a 26 maybe?
Okay.
Do you want pitching plates? Pitching plates? Because we're trying to hit that desk, is that right? What are we trying to accomplish with that?
Lico's going to hit the desk.
So let's just...
Do you want it from this angle?
Yeah.
From the angle over there.
Narrow beam coming
Yeah, the
through?
Lico's a narrow beam.
Do we have 19? Let's try a 19. Maybe a 19 degree Lico.
So yours,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm an electrician. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, on the gas.
Yeah, we're on your team.
Okay. Okay.
And Ben's on your team.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Do you want to go up higher? Well, let's check this out.
What is he saying?
Check this out.
What is he saying to us? Did he
He
already
just
tell you
said,
what he
he
wants?
said go ahead and fire everything up.
yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
But he hasn't given us any
So
more
we should
instructions.
fire the jokers
So
because
let's
they're
get the
probably going to be
jokers
used
out.
just
Yeah.
so they're
two
needed.
jokers, one here, one in the middle, and one over there. And the Lego will be over there.
Go look at your set and then come back and tell us what to do.
Yeah.
You want to light the master. That's what your emotion is right now. You're lighting the master. And if you want it to move, it still has to play as the master shot. Then the other director of photographies are going to come in for the over. So you don't want to try and get the whole scene by moving, flying all around. It's whatever the camera motion for you feel what the president is saying and how he's corralling Bud will then tell the story, okay? There's edits and there's different camera angles. You don't have to do it all as one. So what your responsibility is lens and light the big wide master, okay? All right, so are we setting any dolly track here? Have we decided on a move?
I don't think that has been totally discussed.
Okay, all right.
We're going to get with him and see if he wants us to join in or...
Okay, you're only doing one wide shot, and then the next DP will do the over the shoulder. That's what I broke down for you. So we do the over the shoulder of Bud to the president and over the president to Bud. Now, my thought process in here, Justin, just looking at this thing, I just feel like, again, I've never been in Air Force One in this movie. I've never seen it. I don't understand how big it is. I don't understand what this is all about. And right now, what I'm feeling is we have no place to go. You are completely so on top of them. Remember, corralling somebody in an emotional sense is just this wide expanse. And then it gets a little closer, and then a little closer, and then a little closer, and closer, and closer, and closer until we're right like here. That's kind of the corralling emotion, right? Right now, he's pinned in. There's no place for the president to go with his dialogue. So I just feel like you're way too tight. We need expanse. We need to build on the corralling effect, right? So I think you need to back off a little bit, and maybe you're doing that with a wider lens and understanding that the plane is only this wide. But I think, looking at, come in here and just look at this for a second. All right. Hey, guys, on the dolly, go back to where the number one was, the widest shot that we had. See, we're almost in the medium shot, right? So I'm not seeing all the windows. I'm not seeing the height of the set. This angle is definitely putting the president in the power position. But do we want to say that in the beginning, right? Do we want to give the president the power position? Because we don't, you want to, the way he says his dialogue, he's like, you play football, Bud? Oh yeah, I played it in high school. They're having beer. He's having beer with the President of the United States. So do we want to give the president the power right away? Or do we want to be on the president's back and give Bud the power position? Because Bud is the power. He decides everything. If he selects the president, then he's getting reelected. If he doesn't, he goes home. So should the president have the power in the wide shot, or should Bud have the power in the wide shot? These are the things you got to be thinking through. Personally, I would not give the president the power. It's too obvious, right? We don't want to see it coming. It's too early, right? It's too early in the scene. He's like, you play football, Bud? You don't know where it's going to go. And then he's slowly taking us through that. and then he throws the doomsday clock and all that stuff, and you're like, oh my God, now. And then he stands up. That's when he has the power. That's when he's in charge, and that's when he's full on press. But if we shoot from this angle and give him the power right off the bat, we're flipping we want to feel like Bud is the power. So just take that and now go discuss with your camera team. All right. We're starting to get some nice light out there. Starting to look bright. Okay. So where's our gaffer? Where's our gaffer? Okay. All right. Sorry. It's Merwin. Love it. All right. Now, you can see what's kind of happening with your lights right now.
It looks like cloudy.
Well, it looks like it's very hot, and and then it goes down, and then it's hot and it goes down, right? So we need to back these up, because any lights that we put in this area, we're definitely going to see them once Justin figures out his angle. So we either work them on the deck down low, or we got to get back over here and try to even that field out so it looks more like a perfect blowout, right? So it's that hot, overexposed. This thing, let's tighten it up so we get all these ripples out of it. All right, Dolly's moving over. Okay, so we're moving the 12 by 20 down this direction, right? He's starting to put the camera looking this direction now, so we need to slide this whole thing this way. So let's keep on coming.
We're going to slide this whole rig down that way now. It's here.
Okay, on 3, and make sure you're not hooked on anything over there.
Not hooked on anything.
So you can clear. You're not inside that leg. I can't see from here.
No, I'm not inside.
All right, clear this way.
All right, start going with the white. Start going. Keep on going, Jimmy Ray. Keep on going. Ho! All right, let me see. Go a little more, Jimmy. A little more, Jimmy. Keep on going. Hold there. Okay, pull that tight. That looks good. All right, now you have much more room to make this thing look beautiful. So Joker can come way back over here. Way back this direction. Yeah. All right. All right. Now you got to bring the 12 by bleach muslin in to continue that line. Yeah.
So, I just don't like this frame as much as I like the other one.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying, but as a master, I feel like over here is too much of an OTS or too much of a
it is.
POV.
It is. This is, what I'm thinking is like right here, right? So it's giving still Bud the power position, but it's not over a shoulder, right? It's back here. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. All right. Okay, let me see this. All right. You got to see the set, Justin. We got to know where the heck we are, right? You're on a 40 mil trying to compress. It's way too tight, right? So this is we're a breath of fresh air, and then we're going to get in. You're on a 40, and we're trying to get us. I mean, this is where we're going to go. Now we have no place to go. So, well, it's at least like in here, which is like a 24. So let's, if you like this angle, if you want to be around, you want to be dead center, whatever the case may be, but I think the right way is to give Bud the power. That's why I'm kind of, pushing you in that direction. Let's back up just a little bit on the dolly, because we're still within the plane here. This way. Grab it again. See, now we're able to get both of those lamps, right? But see, I think that feels expansive. It feels like, whoa, Bud is sitting in Air Force One. And let's show him your body language. So he's kind of, like that. So let's cheat the chair to the left. Okay? Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Go, go, go. There you go. Hold there. All right. Okay, now back up a little bit. Back up, right there. Okay.
We're not running into the same issue, like going beyond the width of the actual aircraft?
No, we're within 25 feet right now, I guarantee it. So again, if you want to be here and you want to be able to move in, if that's what you feel, or you want to lens in tighter, you got to understand that there's got to be a place to go, right? You're the master. You're the one of the coolest frames that you can ever do is the master shot, and it takes the longest to light. That's why I'm giving you an hour and 45 minutes instead of 45 minutes for the over the shoulders. So,
all right, guys, so let's try this then. Let's put the table in the center of the frame, move the dolly so it's actually parallel, so we see what that width looks like with them facing them. I think his power will be dictated by his posture.
Okay. All right, so you're dead center is what you're saying. So you're moving dead profile. So we're like right like this with the camera. Okay? All right, looking good. Okay, now you can slide that thing. The Fresnel will be wider. Yeah, and you can push that all the way up against the wall as well. There's more room so you can widen it out. I like to keep everything kind of dead center, especially when, it's presidential, right? So all the lines should be perfect.
All right, so then let's dolly a little bit left, and I want to have the desk so it's completely geometric.
Exactly, geometrical, because symmetrical, let's say. Yeah.
A little more. Hold. Too much.
Judging exposure.
Back of hair.
Always. Yeah.
Hold. That's it.
I do the exposure, the light meter to get a reference, to if I'm going to be matching, because a lot of times you'll do this scene, and then they'll come back to you and say we need to get pickups. We didn't get the insert. We want to go in for Bud's hand on the football. And we didn't get that. Maybe we missed it 2-3 days ago. Well, if I didn't take light meter readings, the set's already been struck, all the lights, they've been moved to some other place. If I didn't have like the color temp of the camera, the lens, the whole feel of it, all that stuff, I would have no reference other than some screen grab that the editor gave me. So it's very essential to kind of go in there and get those readings once we're ready for the actors. Now, let me kind of, Justin, bring you back here again, is that, remember what we talked about, is setting the camera position, plopping the camera down, and starting to wheel your color wheel, so getting your color temp where you like it, then setting your exposure before you do a lot of lighting, right? Because it's like the art department has set us up with some Kino flows and some practicals. So, and now you're blowing out the outside world, which would exist, right? So now you want to see, okay, just by me blowing that out, what's the color temp? Do we like that it's daylighty and kind of blue, or do you want to? So we're at 4,500 right now?
I don't know if we are, but that's what I was thinking.
Okay, all right.
Can we change the color temperature to 4,500 Kelvin, please? Can you see what that looks like?
Okay, so you can get back on the monitor and dial that in. Why do we still have that hot spot in the center? So remember that outside shot, it was kind of yellowish and a little warm in tone. Right now I'm seeing kind of a coldness outside of the airplane. The light that I'm seeing just coming through there is warm. I mean, is nice. What's wrapping onto the president right now? Bud, lean forward. So he's in that position there. You're getting a little nice sunlight kiss on him coming in through there. It looks like, I'm not sure if those angles are necessarily matching. So I would start to match those angles, but I would try to warm this up so it feels like that yellowish hot tarmac. So right now they're daylight. You're at 4,200. So if you don't want, so maybe it's full or it's half, but whatever it is, I think you need some warmth on everything. And you know, these are all looking good. They're blowing out nicely. We feel the light on them is, you know, there's not much separation there yet. So I think you got to start to work on getting his key level up as well as his key level up. So we're going to try to warm this up as well as warming that up.
I mean, if you stay not warming
Cool
the
there.
lights up, but shoot at like 4,500.
Or, you know, go to 5,800 Kelvin.
But what I'm thinking we might do is
Keep on going. 5,800 guys. Okay, so that warms it up, but then all your practicals go warm. You see, you can't change those unless you had blue bulbs and all that stuff. So now everything goes way too warm. Okay, go back to the color temp where we were. Half CTS. Let's get a lot of half CTS over here, guys.
hide it. I just want to make it look like it's coming straight. Because right now it's at this angle, and then
Okay,
that angle.
we are putting the LECO, they are moving the LECO over there to have the reflection here from his face. So they are moving the light now, but we will move the M8.
We need to know where the sun is first. So the sun is going to determine, because I don't want the sun going this way and the leaker going that way. So the M8 is a priority.
Oh, yeah. Hand them out.
Lunchtime. Shane, you like straw more than CTO for this?
Yes. Straw is more yellow.
Straw for that or full straw?
They called for half, so we're doing half. Yeah. Now, I think we decided on a 24 millimeter lens, right? So let's go to a prime, okay? So we get off of this zoom. All right? While they're setting the dolly track, okay? Now that we've come dead center, we can slide him back. So let's slide, hop up. So now we can slide him more this direction because when we were over there, we were sliding him this way. So let's go ahead and go this way. Okay. The light would be coming in where you're influencing it with the sun, right? So you're bringing that sunlight in, that's great. But right now, they need light on their faces. So you have two ways you can possibly do this. You can come over here and you start to see, now we've set the dolly track already, right? But what I do when I'm looking at where I can bring the light is I ask the actor, stand in to hop up. So Bud, hop up. And then you sit in the chair. Now you're envisioning where this light can come from. So you look to your right. You see those windows. Okay? That is a great access point. The same with the president. If we want to skip bounce something in, to come in and illuminate him like this, then you can bring a light and fire it onto the desk, and we can put some white papers here if you want to be able to give him illumination, or we can bring a source and push it through these windows to be able to light him. But what you're looking at is your access of view. So right now, to light Bud, I see that you could put a bright light back behind those windows with some diffusion and bring that soft ambience from the tarmac into the plane. It would not really necessarily be the plane that would be illuminating him, right? There wouldn't be a lot of light in the plane because just like when you go into a plane, most of the light is motivated through the windows. Same on the president. Now you can, if you come up higher to do that, is that realistic? You know, can you get away with that in this shot, in the master? For a close-up, maybe. In this master, I feel like it needs to be motivated coming through the windows. Use the windows to also control the light so it doesn't explode all over the place. So I think my first stroke on Bud, and as well as the president, is lining up a very bright source and push it through diffusion to cross back key them so he has some light on him and Bud has some light on him and they're not silhouetted.
Okay. Now we were discussing, that was actually a point of the conversation a moment ago. The only thing I'm trying to avoid is having it look like the beams are coming from all different sorts of angles, which is what we're trying to avoid on the ground, as well as with, like, say, for example, Leica pushing in this way and that way. Like, would it cause cross-key beams to the...
It would if it was hard light, but if it was soft light, it wouldn't, which is exactly what it would be, right? The sun would never reach his face. The sun might fall on in his hands because, again, it's high noon, but we're going to cheat that high noon a little bit. So, you know, realistically, the sun would never come into these windows. If it came in, it would only be coming in like in here. So what we're doing is we're sliding reality a little bit so we can get some like nice little hot pools and pockets and everything in there. But you don't. I think, you know, as I'm sitting in the chair, looking and I'm seeing, I want light coming in from there and I want it bright and soft so it feels like it's coming off the tarmac. See the motivation that's happening on him right now? That is beautiful. It just needs to be brighter. Now we've put a prime lens up so you can go even wider open to look at it. But then you'll have to start to bring everything else down. Okay, go wide open. Okay, so this is where you could be. Okay? You know, what you get on wide open is, it's a little, this is what I'm wanted to continue to tell you. You know you need to blow out the outside. You know you need to somehow get some light on them. But you want to start with the color temp and the lens. Just throwing light on the white is all you do first because that is reality. You got a blown out windows and you have them in a plane. So you put your lens at wide open if you want. Look how much it's already open. We're almost there, right? But you're going to light for an hour and you didn't set the lens first, and you didn't set the exposure, and you didn't set the color temp. Remember, those are the things that you want to do first. Now, what you did by blowing out the white was the first thing you needed to do while you're setting and getting your lens. But right now, let's stop down to a 2, please. Okay, whoa, now we're like, wow, this is really getting in the pocket. We see he's got a good amount of light on him here, right? We were going to do a lot of lighting with that. So I would say take the hive light and get it over here, put like medium lenses on it and fire it through like a half grid cloth and see if we can get a little more volume on him. The president's not looking bad. Yeah, with the white, you know, stuff on the table, and you can move even something more over there to ricochet on that, but that is all looking beautiful. Okay, now look at what's going on the false color here. So we want to retain that, right? Now where our frame line is, it's actually not nuking out. It's actually, we're still in the safe zone there. We are nuking out a little bit here. So what would you do to kind of help that?
Tilt down on camera, please.
No, don't tilt down.
Never mind.
Are the Kino flows at 2 foot or 4 foot level? What? Okay, so go to 2 foot.
You want me to wrap them in ND?
Well, hold on. Let's go to 2 foot output, which will change the intensity. Bam. So now in your frame line, we're not overexposed anymore. So we don't need to take them down. There's on the Kino flows, there's a 2 foot setting and a 4 foot setting. 4 foot is like high output. 2 foot is like lower output. So I think we've brought that down in the realm of reality. We're at a 2 right now, right? On the lens, we're a T2. Yeah. See, by just changing the lens to get you to the 2, now we have an open feel. It feels like we're actually in a plane. There's some ambient light going on in the plane as well, and also the windows are blowing out very nicely. Now we got a little issue over here, right? That's not blowing out, so we're not. Our illusion is not working, so we got to take that one light and pan it right. Yeah, so look at that. That's beautiful. What's happening with the light now? There's sun coming in. I think you're very, very close. Now, your practicals are a little dim, all right? So maybe we can bring up the volume on those a little bit. I know they're on squeezers. So what you want to do is just that affirmation, you know, if...
That's
Yep.
100.
Yep, now talk them down because
Okay,
you want
let's go down to 80. Hold.
a little more. You want to get
75. Hold. A little up just a hair. Up just a hair.
Oh,
hold.
There you go. So now you got some illumination there. It seems like
Thank you. That's good.
Good job, Rob. Let's go over there and see what we got with the hive. Okay, so we got mediums. They're coming up. Yeah, so throw it to the 556K in the center, right? That'll be there. And then this light's got to come way in here, right? And it's got to be like right here so Bud's face can see it. And then you would come in with the diffusion very close, so it's just out of frame on the wide shot. Okay?
So can we turn in orange?
We will. We'll put half CTS on it, but let's bring it in and without any diffusion, aim it. Okay, so that feels a little harsh on him, right? Very harsh. Put half CTS on that light, please, because right now you're reacting to the blue color, right? So let's get that in front of it. Okay, Hollywood that in there. All right, so it still feels a little harsh still, right? So I think if you look at the source, it's just way too bright and way too.
Can far away the source?
Yeah, I think we can. It's right. Yes, we got to back this off.
That's why I told you.
Yeah. Okay. Fill that up a little bit. All right. Okay. Clip that on there. Yeah, see, that's working now. I mean,
we just moved it farther back.
Further away.
From the frame.
Okay, so okay, now just pan it off. Okay, that's the hive light off, right? Okay, now put it back on. And off. Okay, and on. See? Oh yeah, there's a big difference there. And off. Okay, which way are you panning that thing? Okay, pan it left when you pan it off. Okay, now pan it on.
There he is.
See, it's getting him. It's edging him out, which is nice. Yeah.
I would actually maybe get art department to move those books in a little bit farther.
Yeah, sure.
Can we get hands on the books that are right beside?
So camera department is props. So hop in there and slide the horse head bookends.
Toward the president. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hold.
Okay. Now, I think we have some books way over out of frame. We can start putting them in here so we can set deck some of this other stuff so it looks like there's...
Can we dress the set with the bookshelves that are underneath the lamp behind the president so we can hide the wiring somewhat?
Perfect. We got a little color there.
Yeah, that's it. That needs to be flushed so it's hidden.
So with your false color right now, we're burning out the desk, which kind of makes sense, and it's, it should be a little clippy. But let's stop down to a 2 1/3. Okay. That's a 2 1/3? All right. Okay, now go back to a 2. Okay. I would probably still do that so you could then bring it down with contrast and everything. Now, what are all these kind of weird patterns that I see on your left side of frame? It doesn't feel like sun. It feels like, this feels weird. It looks like a Lico pattern there, which I think it probably is, but somehow we got to clean that up so it looks better. Because that's distracting, right? This Lico right here, you kind of look up there, I see that it's coming through that one window. What is that Lico supposed to be doing? It's supposed to be backlighting the beer, right? What is that intensity on there? Is that on a dimmer?
It is not on a dimmer.
Okay, and I don't think you want half CTS on that because it's a tungsten light, right? Okay, and then you want to look at it in regards to your leaf is flying through another window, so we can kind of just leaf that off so it only works the window that we want, which is right here, and then we can focus the barrel up, and now we're just working the window that you guys wanted to hit. Now it's not bleeding in through that other window. All right, so let's look at that. So now I think we've cleaned up that pattern on the wall pretty much. It's still there because, so we're going to need a flag on that Lico. You're going to need to set a flag so it takes that out. Yeah. Does that lose the it's still there? It's off now, isn't it? Okay, so something like that. All right. Yeah, you're pinching in, so it's only working this window right here. I'll help you. Just lock it in. Get it locked. Watch out, you're hitting your M8. You got it in there? Okay. All right, hold on. You gotta open it. Open it a little bit. Oh, right. Lower it down, the whole thing. Right there. All right, it's looking great, Justin. I think we got something really nice here.
Can you put the flag over the light?
Yeah, we're just getting it rigged up.
Ah, okay.
And over which way?
On the right hand side of the light.
All right, let's clear out of the light there for a second. Okay, so I'm going to start to give you values. So the president is at 2, 8 3/10. Bud is exactly the same, 2, 8 3/10. The fill, so whatever this ambience is, it's kicking around in the room, is a 0.7 8/10. Okay, 0.7 8/10. So we're looking at 2, 8 3/10, 0.7 8/10. So we're 1, 2, 3.5 down, which that's a nice mood. Okay. Values. Let's see what the hot sun is that he has coming in here. The hot sun is a 5, 6.5. Okay, so that's taken in kind of all of our values. Now we got to get our color meter, and we'll take color temperatures of all the lights. So our key light Our key light color temperature coming through the windows is 3320. 3,320. Okay? Our sun source, our hot sun, is 3440. Our Kino flow is 2820. This is what you would do as a director of photography. I'm showing what I do. When you start rehearsing, I'm going around and I'm spitting out numbers, and the second AC is writing that all down. So they can be rehearsing the scene and working out the dolly and all the motion and everything while you're going around and giving him all these things to enter into his data program. Okay, ready to do a rehearsal. So when you're doing this, Justin, remember we have our Marine coming in. So depending on what your scenario is here, you got to be able to, where do we want him coming from? Do we want him crossing camera? Do we want him coming in from camera right and entering the frame so it pulls Bud's look this way? There's a football in there, and he can be right here, right? So we'll have our Marine come in from this direction. So obviously, as the scene plays out, you'll know when to come in because he calls for the football. And now we need a phone, okay? Because he calls in a phone with a football, okay? Now, the other thing is, do you like this desk lamp on, Justin? Here, is it off? On, off, on. You like it on? Okay, you got it. All right. Okay, so let's roll a rehearsal. So we're on our number 1. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. So this is rehearsal. Ready and action.
You a football fan, Bud?
Well, I'm American, aren't I? Yeah, I played a little in high school.
Did you now? What position?
I was a quarterback.
I always thought football was a strategic game. It's a lot like diplomacy. You got your offense, your defense. President, like the quarterback. The American voters, more like your coach.
I never thought of it that way before.
Now, the coach's job is to make sure that the right man has the football at the critical time.
I know exactly what you mean, Andy.
Do you?
Maybe not.
Bring in the football, please.
All right, let's cut there. So obviously we cannot move in this scene at all until we get our football. So let's go back to 1, okay? Because there's no humor in this. So you when we say action, you don't move, okay? And or you don't move at all, because I'm trying to see what this motivation is. If the guy coming in with the football, is that motivating us to move? Because we can't move and be able to also see the joke, right? So let's work on his position. So the president should pick the phone up with your left hand, okay? Yeah, like that, calling the football. And now we're seeing his head, our Marine. So I think, if he comes, let's see, if you come closer to the lens, he's too big, right? So let's go all the way back on the dolly, all the way back. All right, ho. Now pan right. Pan right. Okay. So we could start like this. Okay, now what if you pan right some more? Pan right, pan right, pan right, pan right. Keep on going, pan right, get that globe. See, that's beautiful, right? Hold right there. See, you're starting to stretch the dimension of the set so it doesn't feel so flat, right? We are on a very flat angle, so you got to use the distortion of a 24 mil and kind of stretch it a little bit as we push in. Clean the the curtain up. You got to pull it all the way in the corner. Yeah, it's kind of stuck there. Yeah, awesome. Okay, now
pan left again.
pan back left. Oh, yeah, nice. So I think that's a really cool frame. I think you can push in. So this is the frame we'd start on. So you can get that beautiful drift that I think you're liking. We can see the floor, so we have to put a very small little mark. So the assistants would take a black a black mark, and we'll put it here very, very small so we actually could not see it with camera. All right, and then that way Ben knows where he's going to come into. So let me see that. I'll show you how small it has to be. It's going to be dinky. Right? That's going to just dissolve right into that brown, wonderful carpet that we've been supplied by the Hyatt in Washington, D.C. Okay, so this is your number one. Now, what we want to do is we want to push in to the point when the Marine walks in, we do not see his head. Okay, so go ahead and push in on the dolly. And I'll give you a number two. So push in. Push in, push in, push in. And now you're tilting down at this point, operator. Who's our operator? Ho, 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 ho. Come back. Back, 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 back. Back up, back up, back up. Back up with the dolly. Back up the dolly. Okay. Now boom down a little bit. Boom down. Oh, there you go. See, now we're at their level. Now tilt up a little bit. There. Oh. Tilt down. Just grab the seal at this moment. And we want to hold their feet and the seal. Right? Now, take a little step in, Marine. Oh. Okay. Now, look at the football, bud. There's a football in there? Right? That's funny. We don't see the Marine's head. So this is the mark that you get into and you land before the Marine comes in. Okay, so that's your number two mark. All right, let's go back to one, Marine out of frame, and we'll do it all over again. All right, all the way back to one, Leo. Very nice. Okay, let's tilt up a little bit. There you go. Sweet. Okay, so on action, you're dollying in. Okay, Leo? But you have to make that last, and you have to be fully in before the Marine enters the frame. So you're going to have to go very slow, okay? And keep that pace nice and even. All right, here we go again. Ready, and action.
You a football fan, bud?
Well, I'm American, aren't I? Yeah, I played a little in high school.
Did you now? What position?
I was a quarterback.
I've always thought football was a strategic game. It's a lot like diplomacy. You've got your offense, your defense. The president's like the quarterback. And the American voters, they're like the coach.
I never thought of it that way.
Now, the coach's job is to make sure that the right man has the football at the critical time.
Know exactly what you mean, Andy.
Do you?
Maybe not.
Bring the football, please. Bud, you want to hold the football?
There's a football in there?
That case holds the launch codes to America's nuclear arsenal.
Hand it to him.
That's what this election is all about.
Launch codes? You mean like missiles and shit?
But I want you to pretend that America is a team. You're the coach.
Okay.
Now let's say it's fourth quarter. We've got possession, we're down by 5, and the North Koreans have us pinned down on our own 15-yard line. With 1 second left on the doomsday clock. What are you going to do?
Well,
That's right. You go long. There's only one thing standing between victory and nuclear winter, and that's a successful Hail Mary pass. Now, who are you going to give the ball to, bud?
I'm just saying that I think
Pin your hopes on some liberal second-string quarterback from Vermont who hasn't had 5 minutes in the big show? Well, of course you don't. You do the smart thing, the only thing. You go with your strongest arm, your proven man. The man who's carried you through the season and never let you down. Yes, sir.
yes, sir. I won't let him down. But here, I wouldn't want to drop the football and blow up France or something.
Oh, you couldn't. There's a whole bunch of these secret codes and these special little keys. It's a whole song and dance. Here's to you.
What is going on over there?
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you not have 2, 3, 5 markers on this thing? All right. So basically, fire both of yourselves. Okay. All right. Let's set some 2, 3, 5 markers there. Okay. Very cool. Now, just some suggestions, Justin. Going down the road that you've gone right here, I think it's kind of cool that you do that little subtle push in, and when the Marine leaves, I think you can continue to get intense, right? Because he's building. He's building. We can kind of make this shot feel like the walls are starting to pin in and close on Bud, right? And our president, you got to be more forceful. Of course you're not. You know, it's like that has to be a punch, okay? It's not something where you kind of limp dick into it, right? It's got to be bam, you know, wham. This is shock factor, okay? So that's kind of how you know, Kelsey Grammer played it. With that, Leo, I think you continue to push in. So you push in to that point, and the guy comes in, and you're stopped. So it's like, boom, he just boosh, he stops your movement. And as he comes out, you continue to slowly creep in. So we're slowly corralling Bud as the president's kind of ganging up on him, okay? So let's rehearse a number 3 mark. So we've already got you, so you're out of here. You got that. And now let's push in. Okay, let's push in, and we're gonna find our number 3. Okay, so push in on the dolly, Leo. Let's find our 3rd mark. All right, so we want to push in a little more. You want to basically get side by side here. Okay, hold there. All right, nice. Now, that's looking very nice. Now, go ahead and stand up. Stand up, President. Okay, all right, we're still on the set, so that's still good. Okay, I would back up just a little bit so we can hold that. No, not you, President. I'm talking about the camera. Okay, now tilt down a little bit. Tilt down, tilt down, tilt down. There you go. Now we're still getting the desk. So now we still have some grounding. Now, when we're coming in, you're tilting down too soon, right? You want to, in your number 2 mark, you want to be able to hold their feet. But when he was pushing in, you were already starting to tilt down. You almost don't have to move much in the beginning. It's only in the middle where you you find that kind of secret area. Okay, we got to roll on this one. So we've gotten all our values, we've done all our light meter. Now we're going to bring in our color checker. Who's our another AC? Where's our color checker? Where's our slate? Okay, great. Okay, so somebody's going to come in with this. And, you know, the main light source right now is kind of coming through these windows. So we got to kind of come around and get something like that. I think it's more ambient, which is coming in and keying Bud. So I would kind of angle it sort of like, you know, out of this hot spot. And why don't you push all the way in, Leo? And then we'll pull back so we can get our color checker. Okay? All right, let's roll on that. You got it? Okay, all right, let's go back to 1. Excellent, here we go. All right? And mark it. Okay, pan right just a little bit. You got to hold that globe. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, tilt down just a little bit. There you go. Okay, that's kind of your frame. Ready and action.
You a football fan, bud?
Well, I'm American, aren't I? Yeah, I played a little in high school.
Did you now? What position?
I was a quarterback.
I've always thought football was a strategic game. It's a lot like diplomacy. You've got your offense, your defense. The president's like your quarterback. And the American voters, well, they're like the coach.
Never thought of it that way.
Now, the coach's job is to make sure that the right man has the football at the critical time.
Know exactly what you mean, Andy.
Do you?
Maybe not.
Bring in the football, please. Bud, you want to hold the football?
There's a football in there?
That case holds the launch codes to America's nuclear arsenal. That's what this election's all about.
Launch codes? You mean like like missiles and shit?
But I want you to pretend that America is a team and you're the coach.
Okay.
Now let's say it's fourth quarter. We've got possession, but we're down by 5, and the North Koreans have us pinned down on our 15-yard line. With 1 second left on the doomsday clock, what are you going to do?
I mean, just...
That's right. You go long. And the only thing standing between victory and nuclear winter is a successful Hail Mary. One play. Who are you going to give the ball to, bud?
I just was saying.
Do you pin your hopes on some liberal second-string quarterback from Vermont who hasn't 5 minutes in a big show? Of course you don't. You do the smart thing. You do the only thing. You go with your strongest arm. Your proven man. The man who has carried you through the season and never let you down.
Yes, sir.
Bud, America's counting on you.
Yes, sir. I won't let him down. But here, I wouldn't want to drop the old football and blow up France or something.
Oh, you couldn't. There's a whole bunch of these secret codes and these special little keys. It's a whole song and dance. Here's to you.
And cut. Very nice. Good, good. Really nice. Really nice. All right, so I think the intensity really worked with that move in. It just felt like the walls were coming around, Bud. I think your instincts were very good with that. Looking at this, I would say that what I'm feeling is way too much has been put into these keynotes. It's drawing my eye away from them. So I would have ND'd down those fluorescents. I think the fill level and everything that we got going on is pretty good. I think I might have injected a little kind of slight blue in the shadows a little bit with a little fill that we could easily suck down to maybe, play in some of the shadows. But, other than that, I think we're absolutely fine for not adding that. Get the guy with the football in there. Hold there, freeze frame. Okay, so we were off on our framing, Dave, so you wanted to be tilt down because I'm losing their feet, right? So at this point, you wanted to be tilted down so we can still, this is what we call ankle biting. It's not good. You don't ever want to ankle bite. You either want to chop people off just below the knee or you want to have full feet. You don't ever want to ankle bite, right? Now, if we're moving into that, that's great, but this is where Leo had settled for that first move. That's our number 2, and then when he leaves, we start to push in again. So at this frame, you wanted to be tilted down a little bit, so we cut the Marine's head off, which is kind of the funny part of the joke. And I love the sun coming in and playing on his sneakers and his jeans. That's giving us color contrast along with the books and everything. The light bouncing off the table is a beautiful glow on the president. that's all very, very nice. And the intensity of us pushing in is really nice as he's starting to corral. So, all right, give everyone, Justin, excellent job. Crew, everyone doing that.
Thank you, everybody.
Amazing. All right.